Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the first chapter of history, that is, Sources of History. In the last class, we have studied about the written sources. Today, we are going to start with the second source of history, that is, material source. Material source includes coins, place of worship, things in daily use, royal seals, ornaments, museums, clothing, and modern architecture. Let us move on to the first material source, that is, coins. Coins help us in understanding history because of its changing in the printing of currency notes. Do you know, children? The currency notes are printed in the Reserve Bank of India and its headquarters is in Mumbai. The coins from 1950 to those used at present, the metal used for making them, their different shapes, the diversity of subjects on them, together help us to understand the important contemporary issues in India. For example, coins to convey the message of population control and coins communicating the importance of agriculture and of farmers. Let us move on to the second material source, that is museums. All states of India have museums that depict the characteristics and display the cultural and social heritage of the state. They enable us to understand history. For example, the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Museum at Mumbai and also the Reserve Bank Museum in Pune city. Apart from the government museums, some private collectors also set up their own museums. They are based on distinctive subjects. Examples: coins, notes, lamps, and nutcrackers in different shapes, and also cricket equipments, etc. Let us move on to the next source, that is the oral sources. These sources include folk tales, folk songs, proverbs, ballads, and ovis. Ovis are the Marathi verses in the oral tradition. Activists were inspired by the povadas of Lok Shahir Anna Bahu Sate and Shahir Amar Sheikh during the Samyukta Maharashtra movement. Students, do you know? As an example of some events gets reflected in literature and how a poet perceives that event is explained in the poem Avahan, written on the backdrop of the Sino-Indian War. It was noted by the famous Marathi poet Kusumagraj. Let us move on to the next source, that is audio-visual sources. The example of audio-visual sources are television, films, internet. These are called as audio-visual media. Many domestic and foreign television channels also come under this head. Example, History Channel, Discovery Channel, etc. A mobile or a tablet which you are using currently to learn the topic is the best example of the audio-visual source. Let us move on to the first audio-visual source, that is Film and Television Institute of India, FTII. The Government of India started the Film and Television Institute of India at Pune in 1960 with the purpose of providing public education. An institute called Indian News Review has produced various new reels on important events in politics, social issues, art, sports and culture. This department has also produced various documentaries on prominent social leaders, on people who have made major contribution for the country, and about important locations in India. These news releases and documentaries are useful for studying the history of modern India. Students, you can try this. Which films about patriotism do you know of? Here you can see few examples on the screen. You can select any one and write a review in your own words of one such film that you have liked in the rough book. Students, till now we have seen some important sources for writing the history of modern India. The times in the 21st century are changing so rapidly that even these sources will prove to be inadequate. However, new sources are coming forth. For example, during the transformation from landline telephone to cell phones, a gadget called pager came up from contacting people. But unfortunately, it died out as quickly as it had come up. The huge amount of information available on the internet is used for studying history, but the truth and authenticity of this information needs to be verified. Now, it has become comparatively easy to study history with all these sources. As these sources are from the contemporary period, they are easily available. Since a subject like history touches all the aspects of our lives, efforts for preservation of such sources are made at all levels. We should also contribute to this effort. Students, with this we end with our lesson. Let's move on to the exercise of our textbook. Question 1. Choose the right option and rewrite the sentence. First, the National Archives of India is situated at New Delhi. Answer B. Second, the television is included among the audio-visual media. Third, Proverbs is not included in the physical source. The next question, identify the wrong pair and rewrite the correct one. The wrong pair among the 4 options given to you, the fourth one is the wrong option, that is Amar Sheikh, art collector. Students, as the new pattern, you can write it as it is. No need to correct it. Still, I have given you the correct answer for you to understand. Question 2. Write short notes. First one, written sources. Here are 2 points for the answer, children. You are expected to write each and every answer in points as I have noted down to you in this video. Write it as it is in the notebook. Second one, Press Trust of India. Third, the next question is give reason. In this question also, children, you need to write the answer in points. The second, give reason. Students, that's all for today. You are expected to complete your notes in the history notebook. You need to make a 200 pages notebook for history. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy.